Hey, what's up, IG Comic fam? This is Sparks Comics here. Wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my thoughts on different types of variants that are going on with the modern comics today. So just to give a little bit of overview, we've got our regular covers that come out. We've got regular price covers that aren't ratio variants that also come out with those comics. We've got the ratio variants, whether that be 1 in 10, 1 in 25, 1 in 50, 1 in 100, and some, insanely enough, all the way up to 1 in 1,000, making them even rarer and harder to attain, but usually with some pretty cool art on them. We have second printing variants, which oftentimes display a panel from somewhere within the issue as the new cover, but sometimes are a completely different cover or a variation of the original cover. And then we've got our store variants, which usually will have a trade cover that's limited to about 3,000 copies and a virgin cover that's limited to anywhere from a couple hundred to 1,000 at most. So those are the main types of variants that we have going on, especially with Marvel Comics. We don't really see this quite as often with DC and the indie comics. So focusing really on the Marvel Comics with this video here. So I just want to say, first of all, I love the mall because it gives a great opportunity to see more art from some of these artists that sometimes this is how they get known, is they put out a great cover and it explodes and then it takes off. We've seen that with so many different artists. Stephanie Han was one of the ones that I feel like she had a couple great covers that exploded. The new one right now that's going around is the Peach covers. So I think it's a great thing and it's a great opportunity for those artists to get known, and a lot of artists that we see doing these covers, that's their main thing that they do right now, is these variant covers, and that's awesome. I'd love to see some of their art on the interiors as well, but they're pretty detailed pieces of art that they put into the covers, and so they probably time-wise wouldn't be as capable of continually putting that art into every issue. So it's cool to see their art where it is. So I've got a couple of each category here. I didn't actually pull any of the more like cover B type scenario covers, but I have some from the other categories here. So one of the ones that recently came out that I love and I'm glad that I got was this cover for Venom 25. Excellent work on this cover. This one is one that I'm going to work to find a place to display in my new office here, and it's just incredible. This was a 1 in 50 incentive ratio variant, and so for those that don't know, the way that works is that for pretty much for 50 covers that are ordered, the store that's ordering them gets a copy of this one here. So smaller stores don't often get these ratio incentive variants, which then means that they can't sell those variants for that higher cost that they usually garner due to their rarity, and so those smaller stores don't ever get to play in that game with the variants. This is another one that's also a Venom cover from Savage Avengers number 3. This, I believe, was also a 1 in 50. I just love the art on this also, and gotta find a place to get this up on the wall. But again, the incentives harder usually to come by due to the way that the incentive ordering works. So usually harder to find, usually then causes them to cost more money unless you have a great relationship with your local comic store and they're willing to help you out on some of these. But usually harder to come by, usually lower print runs because of the ratio. But great, usually probably some of the best art is on those. Occasionally they'll throw some reused art onto them or something weird. I've seen it a couple times where it's not good art, and so why are you spending $100-$200 on a cover when the art isn't the best that they could have put on there. So the next one, something that's really blown up recently, is those second print, third print variants. And so for my examples for this, I wanted to use a couple that maybe haven't blown up as much as we know. The Venom #3 third print definitely has. So one of the ones that I love is this second printing of Magnificent Miss Marvel #5, which was the first appearance of this new costume that she has. And so I love it, one, because it's that homage to Iron Man, and also Miss Marvel's excellent character. If you aren't reading the series right now, you should be reading it. It's great. This armor / costume ends up becoming a new character a couple issues later. So kind of via that same route that we saw Spider-Man getting his symbiote suit, and then we get Venom happening. So I think that's kind of where the idea came from this. But again, this was a second printing variant, and so with the second printing, this one, they just made a whole new cover to do that homage. But the other thing with it, second printings usually are a lower print run than the first printings, and so that increases their rarity a little bit if you are interested in speculating on the comics, and if you want to, try to invest in comics and sell them later on. I love them for the art, so that's what I do. I collect what I love, and because I'm doing that, there's no way that I can lose at collecting, because I love what I'm collecting. Down the line, if some of it becomes worth something, awesome. Probably not going to sell most of it for a very long time, but if I have to sell some of it, then I know that I've put in my investment. Another pretty cool second printing variant is this one of Miles Morales 13. This one was the first appearance of his little sister, and so this was the first panel of the sister after she was born, and so that became the cover on this one. Like I talked about before, that is one of the ways that they do these second printing covers. And then another example, a little bit older example, second printing of Venom #1. This cover originally was the white cover. So in this series, they did several different colored covers, and that's how they did their second, third, fourth, I think it went to fifth print. But this is just a beast of a cover. This is also going to find a place somewhere on my wall. And so lastly then, I want to talk about the store variants. And now, a lot of these is where the controversy comes in that we see now, where the stores are just putting them up, no limits. Someone buys 100 of them, sells them on eBay for triple, quadruple the price. Doesn't seem fair to those people who are also willing to put in the money to buy a copy for themselves. And the store's kind of screwing those people over by letting someone go in and buy 100 of them and then resell them on eBay. still love the covers, and I buy them when I can because I love the art, and that's why I collect these covers. With the Venom, everything going on with Venom right now, people are speculating, on Virus, on this unknown character that seems to be called Codex, and so trying to get their first appearances and buying up all of these covers that have been coming out, and I just don't think it's worth it. Buy what you love. Buy those covers that you love, and if you get them, you get them. If not, wait a little bit. A lot of those covers for store variants, they aren't worth anything in about a couple months, and a lot of the prices at least will come down significantly from where they are day one, day two after the sale and everything gets sold out. So give it some time, let those prices come back down before you end up spending way more than you wanted to spend on a cover. So this was, which one was this? This was Venom number 8. This was the Jeff Dekal Virgin variant from KRS Comics. Again, buy what you love. I love the art on this one. That's why I have it here. And so I got a couple others. One I bought and then got slabbed. This was Captain Marvel number 8, the Virgin Venomized cover in the first appearance of Star. This is probably in the top 10 of my favorite covers. One, because of just one, Lee In-hyuk, his art is incredible. 2, the Carnageized version of Captain Marvel is awesome, and so that's why I got this. It's cool that there's a first appearance in here, but I want the art, and so I have the art. It's gonna find a place on my wall once I am able to get everything organized here. Another one that I got from a store. I bought this one straight up from them, slab. So this was from Comic Mint. It was a Virgin edition of Mike Mayhew's homage cover series to the first appearance of Hobgoblin. So here is Absolute Carnage Symbiote Spider-Man number 1, and we've got Carnage tearing apart the symbiote suit of Spider-Man. His art is always one of those art styles that I love. Occasionally I've seen a few covers where I look at it and just don't like it, but for the most part, Mayhew's art is art that I'm always going to want to buy. So that's why I've got this one. Again, love the homage as well. So that's why I ended up with that one. Zero idea if on any of these the price has gone, the value's gone up, has gone down. I don't really care on that right now. And this last one's actually the only one that I ever did through Signature Series. I did the trade version because I've noticed, especially with the Venom covers, with the trade, and the way that they display the Venom text in the background, I really like it. So again, a Mike Mayhew cover from Comic Mint. Awesome signature by him there in red, going along with the Carnage theme that's going on. Great cover. So that's just some information about what I look for in variant covers and my way of collecting. Everyone collects things differently, so I'm never going to say that you're doing anything wrong with your collecting. I think you just buy what you love, and if you want to buy several copies because you love to have it and you think it's going to be worth something, that's on you. If you can afford to do that, great, awesome. If you're one of the people blocking out other collectors from getting what they want to collect because you bought half the stock, just kind of rethink about what you're doing there, because you're hurting the comic community with that. So that's my one piece on this whole issue with buying these store variants, that I think we all as a community really should be working to help each other, not trying to hurt each other and make each other pay triple, quadruple the price in order to get something that just came out within 20 minutes. So help each other out in the community, buy what you love, and that's gonna make everything with comic collecting what you want. Sure, you're gonna miss out on some covers. There's always gonna be some people coming in swooping up copies, but if you're buying what you love, you're reading what you love, you're enjoying the story, you're enjoying the art, then wait a little while, see if you're able to pick up copies of the things that you missed out on. If not, there's always new, even better art each week that seems to be coming out. So there's always something new to look forward to in comic collecting. So thank you guys for listening. Probably gonna have this on YouTube and on the IGTV, so watch it on both. Let me know what you think. Always open to talking to everybody through messaging on Instagram. I love talking with the comic community, so hit me up. Let me know your thoughts. I know some people really have some strong feelings on this, and I have feelings on it, but I'm not gonna tell you that you're doing anything wrong, because you do what you want. So thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I can make more of these videos now that I've kind of set up in a new spot. So yeah, talk to you guys later.